When we go through life, we judge ourselves based on how much time we spend doing a certain task. And this is something that is taught to us from a very young age, that we have to measure our value by the time that we spent doing something. And I think if you can kind of understand that it doesn't really matter how long you spend on a certain task, it's getting the stuff done. Because for someone, something that might take 20 minutes, for me maybe takes 2 hours. For example, anything to do with Excel or spreadsheets would definitely take me that amount of time. But then the same can be said for someone trying to edit video. Something that might take me 20 minutes would take someone else 2 hours. And I think if you kind of spend your time and your energy focusing on how much time you spent on a certain task, it's not the most productive use of your time. So you can get stuff done within an hour, but then what have you really done? What have you really achieved? Whereas if you measure it by, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, and then use that as a kind of the way to get more stuff done, because you understand that by just focusing on the task at hand and not the time that it takes you to do, or that you're going to spend a certain amount of time on something, is so much more productive than just spending an hour doing a certain task. But I think this, to me, stems from coming from school. So like in school, you're taught that you need to spend a certain time on something. You're very structured in terms of how much you do maths for, how long you do English for, science, etc, etc. I think people need to kind of get away from that. So like, understand that certain things, and this is another thing, if you are an employer or you employ people, then understand that everyone works at a different time, everyone works at a different speed, everyone has their own kind of way of doing things, and some people will be better at other things than they will at certain things, but you can't measure everyone based on, oh, this is a 20-minute task, a 30-minute task, and so on and so on. Just think about that for your own sanity and your own kind of productivity, and I hope it helps you just kind of take a step back and see it from that perspective. If you have any productivity tips, please let me know in the comments, and I'd love to share it. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.